bedlam in Boston Garden. Standing ovation as the Celtics are about to be introduced. They have come from behind in dramatic fashion in the last two games to force this deciding game. And keep in mind, only 3 teams in the history of the league have come from a 3-1 deficit to win. But don't think for 1 minute, Kevin Lockery, that this is a lock for the Boston Celtics because they're playing this game at home.
Philadelphia has the ability to come in this building and win today. They have great players. There's a little bit more pressure on Philadelphia, but they'll be ready. The game won't be decided by the home court advantage.
Remember, Phoenix was trailing 3-1. They tied up their series with Kansas City 3-3, only to lose the 7th game at home, so you never do know. But talking about Philadelphia, Dr. J has not performed as well as he should offensively.
Well, he's only averaging 19 points a game in the series. He's having to guard Larry Bird on one end of the floor. It's taking some out of Doc. I think they'll have to switch assignments and tell Doc to go out, get me some points tonight.
And we're going to be looking for those matchups. And you mentioned Larry Bird. He has had ice-cold first halves, but when it comes down to the crunch, he's always there.
We wouldn't have a game today if it wasn't for Larry Bird. So far, he's been the outstanding player of the series. You can't play much better than Larry Bird is playing.
Can the Celtics go in the hole again as they did against Philadelphia and come back again? How many times can you go to the well?
Well, Dick, if they go deep in the hole today, they might never get out. I think they'll play better in the first half, but it'll be a tough game.
All right, let's check the starting lineups for Billy Cunningham and his opposite number, Bill Fitch. Irving, Caldwell Jones, Dawkins. Hollins will be watching to see how he reacts to the headaches he's had. And Mo Cheeks, or Cheeks' headaches, we should say. Hollins in the backcourt with him. And for the Boston Celtics, we'll be checking Tiny Archibald's ankle. They tell us he's all right. He teams with Parrish, Bird, and Maxwell up front, and Chris Ford in the backcourt.
You have such an exciting series with the best players, and you get the best officials. Jake O'Donnell, number 11, Darryl Gowson, number 10, the alternate Jack Madden. These are your best officials. We should have the best game.
The Philadelphia 76ers are a confident club, but they have to be wondering about the fact that they had the Celtics put away. And all the Celtics wanted to do was win one at a time. Red Auerbach told me before the game, Kevin, it's not so much saying you got to win 3 games, but to tell your team they have to beat us one more time.
Exactly right. Philadelphia had Boston beat in the last 2 games. It's actually been a reprieve for the Celtics. I think there's a little bit more pressure because of this on the 76ers.
All right, there you're looking at Robert Parrish, who came alive in game number 6. Jumping center for the Celtics in white with their green. The Sixers in the dark uniforms, they are red, and Caldwell Jones will jump for the Sixers. Perhaps their top defensive performer in the starting lineup. Larry Bird and Darryl Dawkins. This is the last time you'll be friendly today, Kev.
They won't smile and talk like this the rest of the game, but after the game, they'll be the same way they are now, but for 2.5 hours, it'll be tremendous.
Boy, they squeezed a lot of people into this game, and I guess they're looking for one more over there. Keep in mind that as Jack Madden, the alternate official, sits down, the winner goes on to play the Houston Rockets in the championship finals beginning Tuesday. And we're going to re-jump it. Look at that crowd. 15,000 plus in Boston Garden, where hockey used to be the dominant sport, no longer. Controlled by Boston. Ford, 42, Archibald, 7. Cheeks will guard Ford, and Hollins is on Tiny. Celtics have had a lead at the half and only 1 game in the series, and that was game 2, and a jump ball. Dawkins ties up Parrish. And we're going to be watching the matchups to see who is going to be guarding Larry Bird off the top of the game. We have a pushing foul. There might have been a push. Violation. Philadelphia takes over. Celtics and Sixers, 62-20 in the regular season. 3-3 in games against each other as Irving goes to the hoop early and on the follow-up draws the foul. And you get an indication early, Kevin, what the Sixers' strategy is on offense.
This is the first game in the series that they went to Dr. J for the first play of the game. It shows you that they want to get Doc to have a big night. He took it all the way. Maxwell is giving Dr. J the jump shot. He's going to have to hit the outside shot.
Foul was on Parrish. Doc going to the line. Irving is averaging under 20 points per game in this playoff, and that's something he's never done before. He's always been averaging 20 or more. Leading scorer is Tony, who will come off the bench averaging 21. 1 of 2 for Dr. J, and the Celtics bring it up. So they were 3-3 in the regular season, and they're 3-3 in this Eastern Final. Cheeks on 4. Dawkins switched off. Parrish hit some key jumpers in game number 6. And a violation. They call a foul on Darryl Dawkins, an early foul on Dawkins. Trying to go baseline on him.
Very physical. The game starts off. Dawkins has his hands on Parrish. It was a very close call. It's just the first call of the game for Darryl Galveston, so they don't get too physical.
Tiny trying to run Hollins into a Parrish pick, and Archibald puts it up and misses. Parrish saves it. He was an all-star this year, Robert Parrish. Came alive defensively as well as offensively. After being a one-way player at Golden State. Cornbread Maxwell, our MVP from game number 6. And Chris Ford misses from the corner. Larry Bird, the rebound. That's what Boston has done to Philadelphia. Dominate the offensive boards with second and third shots to draw even here. This is the deciding game. It all comes down to one. Cheeks, the point guard. Hollins, who has had to play at point guard when Cheeks was out with the foul trouble and the headache problem. Lowe puts it up and is fouled by Tiny. Tiny Archibald, who had 5 fouls the other night, picks up his first right here. And Mo Cheeks will go to the line. Mo Cheeks going to the line to shoot 2. Team fouls, 2 for the Celtics and 1 for Philadelphia. Bill Fitch, second year with the Celtics, has had 2 superb years since coming over from Cleveland. But he lost in 5 games to the Sixers last year, trying to get over the hump this time. 1-point lead for Philadelphia, Robert Parrish. Caldwell Jones the rebound, and the Sixers break. Dawkins is on the left. Here's Darryl, and he stuffs it through. So what do you see off the first couple of minutes, Kevin?
Philadelphia has decided to push the ball up the floor, and it will also get Doc involved in the offense more. It's a good strategy to get the break back where they had it before.
No, nothing called as Tiny and Hollins hit the floor. 7 seconds, and Archibald puts the shot up. The other night, after Tiny was out most of the third quarter because of that ankle injury, he came up and hit a jump shot to start it going. His confidence came back, and the Sixers knew that Tiny would be a factor. Cheeks driving baseline, blocked by Bird, and is picked off by Boston. Maxwell, Larry Bird with a block shot. Tiny all alone for the moment. Boston relentless on the offensive boards, taking the lead by 1 point.
The offensive boards has been a difference in the series, and it's why Boston's back, and they're dominating the offensive board again today.
Hollins goes low to Dawkins. Dawkins gets the point. Darryl Dawkins struggled in the playoffs against Milwaukee and early in this series, but he has been superb in the last 2 games. Dawkins averaging 15-3, block shot on the other side, and it was the Doc and lost the ball. Cheeks loses it to Parrish. Trailer is Bird. Parrish, no foul, block shot. I think Irving and Caldwell Jones were there along with Dawkins. These 2 were second and third in the league in block shots, and we're seeing why off the early moments. Cheeks no good. Caldwell Jones triple team, but Irving gets 2. I think Willie C might have said something like "get 40 for me today."
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 40 the way he started off, but he has to get on the defensive boards. Larry Bird's getting too many offensive rebounds.
Sixers took leads of 17 in game 4, 10 in game 5, and 17 in game 6. Maxwell hits his second field goal, and what a quietly efficient performer he's been. Under 8 minutes to play, first quarter. Like 2 fighters sparring with each other in this first period, Kevin.
They're just feeling one another out.
Hollins dishes it off to Caldwell Jones. Irving. Perhaps a little extra pass inside. Celtics coming back. Tiny. Ford. Maxwell. Good passing by Archibald and Ford setting up Cornbread, who has 6 points.
Maxwell filled the lane real well that time. He really trailed the play. The big people from 76ers did not get back quick enough.
Crowd subdued at this moment here because they're feeling out this game the way the players are doing with each other right now. They know each other's moves. They know everything the other can do as Irving tries to feed Dawkins and it goes out of bounds. I think Dawkins felt he was going to go up with it.
Doc should have taken the shot. He was a little unselfish on the play. Dawkins was ready to get the rebound. If Doc took the shot, Dawkins, if he missed it, Dawkins would have gotten the offensive rebound.
Billy Cunningham has done everything but win a title. A hero in Philadelphia, number retired. Larry Bird misses a layup. Sixers still control. 4 on 3. Hollins pulls up. Bird coming back. And Ford will set up the play. Tiny penetrates and gets the foul. Hollins fouls Tiny Archibald. That's what he wanted.
There's Tiny going to the basket. He's obviously fouled, but what Tiny did so well in this play, he continued the play, took the ball in the basket, which made him get 2 foul shots. Most players, a lot of players would just stop to the play and not taking it all the way. He gets 2 foul shots out of it.
Only 3 times in the history of the NBA, 68 series, as you look at Beth and John Havlicek in the crowd. And there are a lot of distinguished people in the Boston Garden today. The Celtics in 1968 came back from 3-1, and Billy Cunningham had to agonize with a broken wrist on the bench. So he doesn't want to be a part of 2 comebacks without him being able to do anything about it on the bench. He's a coach this time. Larry Bird, who has been pummeling the offensive board for the Celtics, will play a key role as Irving, as will for Philadelphia, as Tiny Archibald hits the first free throw. This is the 69th series, and only 3 times have a club come back from 3-1 deficit in a 7-game series to do it. 2-point lead for Boston. Kevin McHale, who has done everything right when he comes into the ball game. And we'll have a foul outside on Chris Ford for the Celtics. Ford fouls Hollins, and that is the 13th foul on Boston. 6.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Dick Stockton, Kevin Lockery, Boston Garden. Dawkins, he's hit those shots in key moments.
He's played well over the last 3 ball games, Darryl Dawkins. The response has to come from Parrish on the other end.
We have a tie, and we've had 6 lead changes so far in this game. Parrish doing to Dawkins what he did to him, that misses. But Larry Bird, another offensive rebound. And on the 7th lead change, the Celtics are up once more.
Great offensive rebound by Larry Bird. He goes around in front of the basket. This is a great shot. It makes it look easy. That's a tough shot.
Cheeks goes to the top to Hollins. He can't find Doc inside. Maxwell is on Irving, and Hollins misses. Irving saves it to Hollins. They're having trouble getting inside. Dawkins hits the jump shot, but Boston is just dominating the inside of that area. Another deadlock as Tiny pulls up. The trailer is Maxwell. Maxwell with 6 points. Cheeks, the spark plug, the playmaker. He penetrates. And Maxwell got a piece of that ball. No foul call. Caldwell-Jones goes in, and he charges. They call traveling on Caldwell-Jones, and Cunningham doesn't understand the call.
Billy C. did not like the call. He thought Caldwell-Jones was fouled. Right here's the play. It looks like he does walk before he's pushed. If anything, it might have been an offensive foul on CJ.
That's what it looked like with the body as he leaned in. Traveling gives the ball back to Boston. Bird is on the floor. Look at that move by Tiny Archibald, but it's blocked by Dr. J. Ford steals the ball back and at the foul line. Misses the jumper. Parrish is there. Puts it on the floor in his double team. And now Dawkins gets it. They go back and forth with the defense dominating. Cheeks feeding Dawkins, who goes in, and the goaltend will be called. Goaltending call. The basket will count. And a foul called as well.
Goaltending right here. They took the ball off the backboard. Parrish did. That's automatic goaltending. Dawkins got the rebound, dribbled the ball up the floor, made the first pass, got the ball back. He did it all. Parrish got called for goaltending. Dawkins has really played well over the last 3 games. Parrish has to respond. He has to have a good game for Boston today.
Dawkins misses the free throw. Phil Ford was hit with his 2nd personal foul on that play. trying to run the guard into the pick. Bird looking low, and Parrish. Dawkins keeping him away. Parrish turn around. Look at Bird in there on the offensive glass. But Philadelphia, Cheeks, he's doing a lot of work inside. Coming back. Mo Cheeks inside. Reverse layup. And stuffed through by Caldwell Jones. The basket counts.
Boston needs a timeout. They should call a timeout. They respond good. Good timeout by Fitch. Here's Dr. J. Pass it to Cheeks. Cheeks drives it to the basket. Caldwell Jones will go right over the top of the basket. Some people thought it might have been offensive goaltending. I think it was a good 2 points.
4-point lead, largest lead early as you look at Mo Cheeks, who's trying to push the ball up every time. Dawkins has 10 points in the game. And Bobby Jones is in the starting lineup, or in the lineup right now. And I want to correct, I've been calling Ford. Phil, it's Chris Ford. Jones is in the ball game now. The only substitution for Philadelphia as Dawkins goes out. Celtics stay with their starting 5. 4:10 remaining in the first quarter. Larry Bird. He's been cold in the first half of most of these games, except for game 2. Cutting the lead to a pair. Cheeks. Sixers standing around as Mo trying to get something to happen. 6 seconds on the clock. Caldwell Jones. And goaltending called against Parrish. Is that the idea for them to just stay stationary as Mo Cheeks set something up, Kevin?
Not that stationary. It's another goaltending by Parrish. A bad play by Parrish. There's no sense blocking that shot. He should let it go. But they stood around trying to get the ball into Dr. J.
Tiny with a layup inside. What can the Sixers do about that penetration?
Has to come from the big people to help him out.
Bobby Jones in a play similar to what we saw in game 6, not to be denied as he stormed in. So the points are coming fast and furious now in the latter stages of period number 1. Philadelphia leading by 4. 3:20 to go, first quarter. Maxwell, guarded by Irving. And they Bobby Jones on Larry Bird. Jones overplaying Bird. What a master defensive forward he is. Turnaround Parrish, short. Sixers, Irving, 3-on-1. Hollins banks it in. And a 6-point Philadelphia lead. Lionel Hollins, who has been a good scorer for Philadelphia in this series. Cooled down a little bit in the last game, has averaged 13. Crowd, quiet as can be. Jump switch with Caldwell Jones to Tiny. Ford, pulling it up, and hits. Celtics need his outside shooting. Andrew Toney, who's the leading scorer for Philly. He'll get his chance soon. Jones. Fall away by Caldwell Jones, who was 3 for 3 on Friday after being shut out in Wednesday night's game here. And once again, the Sixers by 6. Parrish. Ball stripped away by Mo Cheeks, 3-on-2, but Maxwell gets back into the flow, and a wild toss, and it's deflected by Boston. It is still Philadelphia ball. Mo
Cheeks would come from the weak side. He's done it all series to help out. Great steal, and he's pushing the ball up the floor. I like Philly's changes. They've made 2 changes. They want to push it up the floor every single time. Secondly, they put Bobby Jones on Larry Bird. It's a key change. Roby's coming in for Parrish now.
So Parrish goes out of the ball game. He had his best game on Friday night. Irving, just get away from him. There's no way you'll stop that move. So Rick Roby, as Kevin pointed out, has come in, and Bill Fitch is calling his second timeout, third timeout of this first half. He doesn't want this game to get away early, but so far the pattern in this first quarter with a 27-19 lead. Andrew Toney, who loves that ball, even in the pressure moments of the ball game with Billy C. The 76ers have opened it up, and there's nothing surprising here.
Making good selections.
Halftime, Brent Musburger, of course, at the CBS Sports Desk live with Magic Johnson to find out more about the Los Angeles Lakers' problems this year. We'll have the Western Regional Finals of Pepsi Hot Shots with the kids in action, and Jerry West, the brilliant guard with the Lakers, the subject of our rebound feature. Kevin, once again, the Celtics find themselves getting off to a slow start.
They can't keep getting off to a slow start and get away with it. Last 2 games, they were very fortunate by good play to overcome slow starts, but this is the 7th game. They can't afford to get a slow start because Philadelphia has gone to Dr. J. He's going to be scoring a lot of points tonight.
Larry Bird with the down-home language from Terre Haute, Indiana. Ain't no home court advantage in the playoffs. He's right, and we talked about the top of the show. Phoenix thought they were coming back home 3-3, that they might have a breeze, but Kansas City proved otherwise. Billy Cunningham. As we said, his number has been retired by the Philadelphia 76ers, replaced Gene Shue in November of 1977, won a division title, went to the Eastern Finals. 2 years ago, reached the semifinals of the Eastern playoffs, and last year lost in 6 games to the Lakers after beating the Celtics in 5 games.
Philly's done a great job. He's the finest young coach in the game right now. He and Bill Fitch are outstanding coaches. Obviously, they won by winning 62 games. You got to be pretty good.
Next to you, of course.
Oh, well, that's natural.
Oh, I know. Maxwell, Rick Roby, the substitute for Boston, into Larry Bird, short baseline jumper. So Larry Bird has 8 points on 4 field goals to lead Boston. Dawkins on the bench, 10 points, leading Philadelphia. A 6.6er lead here with 1:35 remaining in the first quarter. Bobby Jones trying to get free. Bird is on Jones, baseline. And Jones, tough shot over Bird, who played defensively as well as he can play it. Tiny back down, Hollins on him. Cheeks is giving Ford some room in the corner. Roby setting a pick. Weaving in and out, Ford wide open. He missed. Roby inside and a foul. Rick Roby goes up and commits the foul, and he has had sort of a sluggish playoff series thus far.
He's not a real good outside shooter. He has trouble from the foul line, Roby, but he's a very aggressive player, and I think with more playing time, if he had more playing time, it would be better for Roby. He's really not comfortable, I don't think, coming off the bench, but the Celtics have such great talent, he has to come off the bench.
Rick Roby hits the free throw. Bobby Jones foul, his first, and the 4th team foul on Philadelphia. The Celtics also have 4, so they'll be going over the limit with their next foul. That was way off the mark. Bobby Jones rebounds. 1:05 to go. 7-point Philadelphia lead. First quarter action. At stake, the Eastern Championship. Caldwell Jones with a nifty hook shot over Roby. And a 9-point lead by Philadelphia. Biggest lead of the game for the Sixers right now. 48 seconds to go. Ford gets it to Bird. Overplaying was Bobby Jones, but Maxwell is there for the offensive follow-up.
That was not Dr. J's fault because he helped out with Larry Bird, but Maxwell was smart enough to go right to the basket and got the second shot for 2 points.
Half a minute to play, period 1, as Cunningham up off the bench calls the play. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Caldwell Jones, Bird overplaying, Bobby loses the ball out of bounds, and the Celtics will have the last shot of the period. Here's an unsung hero. He was our MVP of game number 5 or 6, Cornbread Maxwell, and now coming back in for the 76ers is Darryl Dawkins, who has 1 foul and is their leading scorer with 10 points. There's Dawkins. 15 seconds remaining in the quarter. They're playing for the last shot. Bird fires it up. In and out. Roby, the rebound, no good. Tipped up and in by Maxwell. With 1 second to play, and that'll do it. And the Boston Celtics are within 5 points because of their offensive rebounding in this first quarter. Cornbread Maxwell with 10 points. Dawkins with 10. And this is just the start, my friends, of what should be a thriller. Boston Garden, Game 7. Sixers have the lead, and it looks like Philly's trying to find their identity on offense, Kevin.
Dick, right. Billy C has told him to push the ball up the floor. Cheeks is pushing it every time. They just finished the series with Milwaukee where they did not want to run against Milwaukee. And they really haven't gotten back into their running game in this series, even though it's 3-3. Today they decided, let's go back to what has made us a good team, push it up the floor, and that really helps Dr. J.
Kevin, as we start the second period, we've got to bring out the fact that Philadelphia has outscored the Celtics by 20 points in the second period in this series. So they have done so well in this period, while Boston has come in the third. So we'll see if that pattern continues. Bobby Jones into Darryl Dawkins, who has his basket. Does not count. Offensive foul. Dawkins A little bit too free with the elbow.
Dawkins is in real deep with good position. Roby gave him good position, good call. You could see where his left arm just knocked Roby out of the play. It was an offensive foul.
Steve Mix, who's quite a physical player in his own right, comes in and the crowd boos him as he comes in because he was quite physical in Game 5. Dawkins goes out with 2 personal fouls. So if Dawkins gets into foul trouble, that could spell difficulties for Philadelphia. Maxwell with Bird, Roby, ML Carr in the game, and Archibald. Tony, who's come in as well, commits the foul. First foul on Andrew Toney and the first team foul on Philadelphia.
With the people that are in the game right now, Dick, will be very physical. The Carrs, the Robys, the Mixes, the Andrew Toneys. The game could get awful physical right here.
And as ML Carr emerged in the last 2 games with his defense, he'll be on Toney, of course. Maxwell shooting over Caldwell Jones. 12 points for Cornbread Maxwell. 3-point Philadelphia lead. Toney out to Hollins. He's swinging around and look for Caldwell Jones. Triple teaming Jones, leaving Mix open. Mix in the lane. Short, Roby. I think Rick Roby's aroused in this game. He has been a sleeper so far in this, and I don't mean that as a compliment, in this series. Maxwell going out to Tiny. Inside to Roby. They can smell a hot player right now. He missed the shot. 2 Sixers fight, and Bobby Jones comes out with it. Hollins. 3-point lead for Philadelphia. Lionel pulls up and shooting over Maxwell. That could have gone in or out or anything, and it fell away. And Roby. Celtics can come within 1. Not a good pass for ML Carr. It was too low. And his shot is off the mark. Bobby Jones lays it in. Jones was releasing early. Mo Cheeks and Kevin McHale will come in at the next break as Roby sets a screen for Archibald. Jump switch. That's worked for Philadelphia as it did right there. Hollins picked it off. Lionel Hollins spins in, finds Caldwell Jones, and they'll let him get it easy. 7-point lead. Mo Cheeks, who only played 10 minutes in Game 5 because of severe sinus headaches, came back and played 20 minutes on Friday night, but he picked up some early fouls, and that limited his effectiveness. ML Carr in low to Bird. Bird. I think the great players are really going to put their imprint on this one.
The adjustment Boston has made. Bobby Jones is a great defensive player, but you can't post him up. He's much better defensively out on the floor. They decided to post up Bird. I think it's a great move by Boston.
5-point lead for Philadelphia. 9.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Celtics have been way back in this series and have come back. Haven't won all the games they trailed, but the last 2 they have. And there's that superb one-on-one performer, Toney, who's averaging 21 and leading the team in scoring against Boston. Archibald draws the foul. He's amazing.
Tiny makes great penetration. Not a real good defensive play by Hollins. Hollins let him in too soon. Then Toney should have got all the way over in front of him and taken the charge instead of reached in for the foul.
Commissioner Larry O'Brien amongst the 15,000 plus here at Boston Garden, where they have played memorable contests throughout the years with the Boston Celtics, hanging up 13 World Championship banners. As we illustrated at the top, trying to win this game to move into the finals, and Senator Ted Kennedy of Massachusetts here as well. He's been to Boston Garden many times. He just doesn't show up during the playoffs. Julius Erving and Dawkins on the bench, so this is an important time for Boston, trailing by 7, and Philly's got to hold that lead.
Exactly right. Philadelphia has a 7-point lead, and Doc and Dawkins on the bench. And Doc has really been in the game real well, as Dawkins has, so this could be a key time for both teams. Boston to make the run at Philly.
Well, Tiny misses 2 free throws after being fouled by Andrew Toney, who has 2. Team fouls 2-0. Philadelphia, Andrew Toney with Carr. And Bobby Jones in the baseline, shooting over Maxwell. Bobby Jones, who can do it both ways, has 8 points. And now a 9-point lead, which matches the biggest margin Philadelphia has enjoyed in this half. On Wednesday night, the Sixers were up by 10 at the half, and 6 with 1:28 to play, and Boston came back and won. Archibald misses, and Bobby Jones, the rebound. Here's Mo Cheeks. He's got Caldwell Jones on his right and threw the ball Instead to Jake O'Donnell. Jake O'Donnell was the receiver of that pass. Still Philly ball.
Ball goes off Jake O'Donnell. Actually, the referee's not out of bounds. He called the play prematurely. That's why he gave it back to Philadelphia.
Larry Bird on the bench right now. Kevin McHale in the game. Caldwell Jones hooking over Parrish. Good defense by Robert Parrish. McHale. Tremendous pressure performer for a rookie, just as Tony has been for Philadelphia, as Robert Parrish hits the kind of jump shots Boston will need from the big guy. 7-point lead for Philadelphia. 4 minutes gone by, second quarter. Cheeks' feed bounced away from Mix, so Philly has to start it over again, and he'll call the foul on ML Carr. First foul on Carr, and you're going to see a lot of banging and physical play between those two.
I tell you, when ML Carr fouls you, he always makes it a pretty good one. It's not intentional, but always when he's involved with a foul, there seems to be an awful lot of contact. He's a very physical player.
And a very key player for Boston in the final moments of game number 5, again in game 6. Larry Bird not taking too long of a breather, getting set to come back in with Gerald Henderson. Cheeks, the point guard, 7:50 remaining first half, 7-point Sixer lead. Jones in the mix. And a good play, despite the deflection underneath. Steve Mix gets the basket. Once again, 9-point lead. Henderson on the left, Bird on the right, getting set to enter the ball game. Archibald looking for McHale, but he'll have a tough time with Bobby Jones on him. There's that jump switch again with Caldwell Jones, and Parrish hitting another jumper. That'll help the Celtics.
That'll help the Celtics. They need that production from Parrish, particularly while Bird's out of the game. Bird will be right back in shortly.
Parrish at 21 points, 10 rebounds, and the clutch jumpers like you just saw in game number 6. 7-point Philadelphia lead. Isolating Cheeks and Archibald. Jones misses. ML Carr. Mix in front of him. ML Carr. Doc will come back. You see him there. Mix on Tiny, a mismatch somewhere. ML Carr. Now Tony picks him up. Cheeks is on Cornbread Maxwell underneath. If they can find him, that'll help. They've got 6 seconds on the shot clock. Tiny Archibald, no. They have a foul. A foul before the shot. Steve Mix commits his first, so Larry Bird will come back, and Dr. J will come back. And here's what happened. Steve Mix reaching around for the foul, and we have a timeout with 6:41 remaining in the first half, and the Boston Celtics trailing Philadelphia 41-34. On 12 occasions, the Celtics have played a 7-game series and have won 10 of them. On 7 occasions, Philadelphia 76ers have gone the limit and lost 5 out of 7. As you're looking at the leading scorer, Cedric Maxwell on the bench with 12, Darryl Dawkins and Caldwell Jones each with 10. Bird also has 10 points for Boston. Team fouls, Philadelphia has 3. The Celtics have 1. 6:35 remaining in the first half. Ground level view of Gerald Henderson, number 43, who's come in. Bird, guarded by Irving, picked up by Dawkins. Good pass back to Parrish, and it's knocked away. Good defense on a switch after they double team. They are switching all over the floor.
That was perfect team defense. Everybody on the team, all 5 guys from Philadelphia helped out one another on that play.
McHale uses a screen from Parrish. This is the jump shot. Bird lost the loose ball. 2-on-2 as McHale gets back in the defense. Irving against Henderson on the dribble pass to Andrew Toney with the jumper.
Great play by Dr. J. He waited on the break. He waited for someone from come behind. Tony got the shot. Good play by Dr. J. Nice pass.
Once again, 9-point lead for Philadelphia. Halfway through the second period. Henderson has not been shooting well in this series. This is there, and we'll have a loose ball foul. Kevin McHale called for his first foul, loose ball variety. McHale from Minnesota was not the number 1 draft choice. I'm sure the other clubs, including Utah, could say, I think we could have used number 32.
He's a great player.
Dr. J, guarded by McHale. Double team for the moment. Toney, he'll put it up if he gets a chance. He does, baseline, and hits. Andrew Toney hits again, has 6 points. And the biggest lead now, 11 for Philadelphia. 5.5 to play. Second quarter. Dick Stockton and Kevin Lockery with the drama of a deciding game between two longtime rivals. And a foul. Irving a little overzealous with Bird.
Dr. J was overplaying Larry Bird. He reached in, they called the foul. Thought he'll be coming in to replace ML Carr because Tony has really gotten off against ML Carr. They had to make the change. Very good change by Bill Fitch. Get a new face on the player when he gets hot.
So Henderson and Chris Ford in the backcourt for the Boston Celtics right now as Parrish 0-0 handles it in three-point territory. 11 points, Philadelphia in front. Irving on the switch. Bird hesitated and missed. The hesitation should have cost him. Here comes the Doc. In the crowd, draws the foul. They call the foul on Kevin McHale.
Dr. J taking it all the way. You'll see about 3 or 4 Boston players coming double team Doc when he gets the ball. As you see here, he'll jump up. What he should have done is shot the ball instead of passed it off once he heard the whistle. But they're just double and triple teaming Dr. J. It makes it awful tough to beat 3 or 4 guys every time.
That's the third team foul on Boston. Philadelphia has 4, steal, and a foul. The foul was in the forecourt. They're in the penalty right now. Mo Cheeks, first personal foul. As you see, Bill Fitch, 8 years with the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was a master of the one-liners in his early years there, and he's gotten a little more serious since he's come to Boston. Make it 9 years. He had 1 winning season in Cleveland. As you see, Ford with instructions from the coach. Henderson. That's it.
Bill Fitch very much in control of his basketball team. He's the boss. Everybody knows who's boss. He does an outstanding job with his club. There's his leading guard, Tiny, but Bill Fitch has total control of the situation here with the Celtics. I'm all red off.
Well, I know you helped Tiny when he played for you, and Fitch has done the same, as well as helping Robert Parrish become a more well-rounded player than he's been. 9-point lead for Philadelphia. Irving putting the moves on McHale. And look at the Dr. J. We saw Dr. J during the warm-ups, and he looked like a different player. McHale misses. Parrish goes up without the ball, stripped away by Tony and Caldwell-Jones. And now the Doc. In the flow of the offense, but Tony stepping on the line, turns it over. But Julius Irving is definitely in the offensive flow today.
Philadelphia's difference is push the ball up the floor, make their big people, McHale, Parrish, and Bird have to get back and run 94 feet, and it's worked very well so far.
4:20 to go in the first half. Someone will go home, and someone will move on to play Houston in the finals. Bird blocked inside, and it's Philadelphia ball as Larry Bird was double-teamed underneath, and now that team defense by Philly is apparent.
There's a double team, a lot of block shots for Philadelphia. They block an awful lot of shots. Caldwell-Jones, Dawkins, and Dr. J. Right now, the officials are letting them play underneath. Bill Fitch is a little upset that it's getting too physical underneath.
And the Sixers can open up their biggest lead of the game. They're up by 11 now with a basket here. Philadelphia out-rebounding Boston. The bench 16-3. Their reserves are outscoring the Celtics 16-3. Irving blocked by McHale. Block shots at both ends, and these teams were second and third in the league in that department. Parrish, the trailer, hitting another jumper outside. He has 3 outside shots for his 6 points. And the crowd turned up a notch now with 3:32 to go in the half. 9-point lead. Philadelphia, Tony. The only problem with him is that he'll force it no matter what, and he did right there. Boston. Henderson drives the baseline and hits it, and Cunningham wants to talk it over right now as the Boston Celtics have come back and narrowed it, something they've done throughout this series. And we have a hunch we're going to go back and forth before this is done with the same kind of a scenario. Billy Cunningham has yanked Andrew Toney after he forced the shot, but look at the other guy on the Boston bench. He's been there a long time.
Maxwell has sat on the bench a long time for Boston. I think it's time to get him back in basketball. He's had a great first quarter. There's only 3 minutes left in the second and a half.
He had 10 points in the first quarter. He has 12 in the game. 3 minutes exactly remaining in the first half. We have had 8 lead changes and 2 ties in this 7th game. Triple team of Dawkins. 5 seconds on the clock, and Bird picks it up. Here's Ford at the other end, and Chris Ford. And he'll count that as goaltending as Julius deflected the ball high above, and that'll count as 2 points for Chris Ford.
There's Dr. J coming behind Chris Ford. That's a real close play. It was very, very close.
He hit the backboard with the deflection, so the Celtics are within 5 points. Biggest lead, Philadelphia, has been 11. Celtics had a lead of 1 point early. Dawkins, he'll take that outside shot if you give it to him. Caldwell Jones. Ball goes to Boston. Caldwell Jones lost the battle with Larry Bird as the Celtics are making a charge in the final minutes of the second quarter.
Henderson has done a good job. Tiny's been out of the lineup for a long time, and Henderson's done a good job at lead guard for Boston.
He did it the other night, too, when Tiny was out with the ankle injury. Parrish missed the shot after a superb pass by Bird. Bobby Jones wants to get back in the action. He was a defensive hero of game number 4. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. A 5-point Sixer lead. Irving goes high, banks it in. Julius Irving, 9 points in the ball game. Leading scorers, Dawkins and Caldwell Jones with 10 for Philadelphia. They lead by 7. The Doc out to meet Bird. Henderson shooting over Cheeks. Hits another one. 2 field goals for Gerald Henderson, and he's got to get that shooting eye back. He has been off in this series until this game. Irving over McHale, and it goes for him. They got the roll there. So Doc, very much an offensive force in this game for Philly. He has 11 points. 7-point lead with 1:10 remaining in the first half. Bird coming around to pick in the crowd. Puts it up, and a foul. Good defense by Philadelphia coming around the pick.
Be a foul by Dawkins eventually. He helps out Dawkins very well. They call a foul, body foul, blocked by Doc. The play was well called by the officials. Dawkins helped out, but he did get his body in there. Doc did not goaltend the play.
Third foul on Dawkins. Philadelphia is in the penalty, and Cornbread Maxwell, who Kevin just pointed out has spent most of this period on the bench, comes back in the game. He has scored 12 points in the game. And Larry Bird on the line right now with 10 points. Keep in mind, he has been ice cold in the first half of most of these encounters. But in the final moments, he has hit the key shots.
Well, what Bill Fitch did also, Dr. J the last 3 times down the floor asked for the ball and scored over Bird. They want to get Maxwell back on Doc.
5-point Philadelphia lead. Less than 1 minute to play in the first half. Bird overplaying Jones. Chris Ford is on Hollins. Gives up the dribble. Hollins with 45 seconds now remaining in the first half. Cheeks tried to feed the Doc, and Caldwell Jones saved it with another hook shot in the lane. Being in the right place at the right time for Caldwell Jones. There you look at the time. 7-point lead. Celtics can't get within 5. They narrowed it to 3 at 1 point, but Philadelphia has had the lead the bulk of this first half. 6 on the shot clock. Bank shot, no good. Henderson, inbounds, still controls. Tremendous defensive play. That was just thrown up there by Ford, and Parrish gets the foul. Robert Parrish, aggressive underneath.
He's aggressive offensive rebounder. Chris Ford makes a mistake on this play. I think he thought the clock was running out. There was plenty of time. He should have held it for 1 shot. He took a bad shot. Parrish went up, got the offensive rebound, was fouled, but Boston really should have. Henderson did a good job taking the ball out to Chris Ford, and Chris Ford, the veteran, usually doesn't make a play like that.
Foul was on Dr. J, his second. Parrish will go, and now a 20-second timeout called for by Philadelphia as Julius Irving heads over to Billy Cunningham. Each team permitted 1 20-second timeout in each half. Let's hear Billy.
I want everybody on the left-hand side of the court. Now, what's going to most likely happen, we have to go like this. They excuse me, Maurice, most likely your man is going to be the one that goes to help. So you got to get to the open spot. Doc, if you see that, bring it to the baseline. Look, we want to get the good shot. That's what we want now in the 10 seconds.
Come down and go to that side.
Right
Call for the ball.
Right out of
man
it.
What Billy's telling his players to do, give the ball to Dr. J on the left side for the last shot. Everybody else line up on the right side. Whichever man goes to help out and double team, get open to the open spot. Doctor hit him for the easy shot.
Magic Johnson will be with Brent Musburger at halftime at the CBS Sports Desk. Pepsi Hot Shots and the rebound feature with Jerry West, so stay with us. And of course, a big second half of this 7th and deciding game of the Eastern Finals. The winner of this game will move on to meet the Houston Rockets, the Cinderella team that had a losing regular season record and then upset first Los Angeles and then moved on and dominated the other clubs as well and ended up beating Kansas City. The Celtics have a foul to give now with 10 seconds. Eric Fernston, number 45, you see him, rarely plays as a third center. In there for the obvious reason. He'll commit that one foul to disrupt Philadelphia. Parrish makes the free throw. 8 seconds to go. Irving against Maxwell. Fernston chases Irving. And a foul is called with 2 seconds to go. So that strategy worked, Kevin, because it gives Philly only 2 seconds to get that last shot.
Very good strategy by Bill Fitch. Fernston chases Doc all the way in the corner. Almost didn't get there on time. Actually, maybe tackles Doc, but he didn't try to hurt him. He holds him up. Good strategy. Philly's got 2 seconds to get the last shot off. That's plenty of time for a shot.
Hollins loops it in. It's knocked away by Maxwell, and that'll do it for the first half. The Boston crowd is applauding, even though they're down by 7, because it's been a lot worse for them in the past.
Right now, Boston has to be delighted with the play of their team getting back to 5 points.
53-48 the score. Jerry West is the subject of our rebound feature. The kid from Cabin Creek, West Virginia, who starred for the Los Angeles Lakers and one of the greatest guards ever to play the game. You look at the stats. What amazes me, Philly shooting 62%, Boston 40, and only a 5-point deficit.
That should concern Billy C. From a coaching standpoint, when you shoot 63% and the other team shoots 40, you should be up at least double figures. They're only up by 5. Boston will shoot better than 40% before it's over.
Darryl Dawkins, there's Caldwell Jones, who's been outstanding for Philadelphia. And Larry Bird with him. Bird 5 for 10, 12 points in the first half. Julius Erving 5 for 8 and 11 points. Caldwell Jones with 12, the high scorer for Philadelphia. Maxwell and Bird each have 12 for the Celtics. Caldwell Jones, Julius Erving, Darryl Dawkins, Mo Cheeks, Lionel Hollins, the 5 for Philadelphia. And Hollins trying to get it in, bounced it off the back of Dawkins. Here comes Boston, 2-on-1. Chris Ford, foul. Cheeks fouls Chris Ford. And keep in mind that in the third quarter of this series, the Celtics have had the number of Philadelphia by 30 points.
Cheeks goes up to block the shot. It's got Ford across the arm. Right then again, Bird started the break, which he does so often in the series. He rebounds the ball or pick the ball up the floor on a loose ball and pushes it up the floor.
Andrew Toney, who came down to earth in game number 6 on the bench, he scored 6 points. In the first half, Kevin McHale, 2 rookies playing well under pressure in this series, although Toney has made some mistakes that forced him to the bench by Billy C. 4-point lead as the Celtics come out strong here in this third quarter. Julius misses, and Maxwell was releasing after the shot by Irving. No time for the break, however, but we'll watch that the next time. Tiny to Ford, Larry Bird, 3-point play.
If anything could ignite a crowd and ignite a team, a 3-point play by their best player is the safest way to do it.
And that's the first 3-point field goal for the Celtic in this playoff. And Darryl Dawkins got hit as he scores. 12 points for him. And we're getting closer now, and taking a dive as if he were going for a first down is Tiny Archibald. He dove headlong. Dawkins was hit at the other end. He's still bothered by that contact in the eye.
got poked in the eye by Robert Parrish, but you still have to get back on defense because the game goes on. Bill Fitch is upset on the play also that he thought that it should have been a shooting foul. So everybody was a little bit upset in that sequence. I think the officials handled it well. They got the ball out of bounds with Bird triggering the pass into Tiny.
Holland's second personal, and quickly 2 team fouls on the Sixers in this third quarter. Maxwell hooking over Caldwell Jones. Parrish is there. That's what they want him in there for. Robert Parrish for the offensive rebounding and the follow-up. Bo Cheeks down the other end. A 1-point lead for Philly. The Celtics' biggest lead was 1, and a foul away from the ball. It's against Boston, and it's Robert Parrish.
Boston is incredible coming out of the locker room. They're a strong third-period team, and it usually ends up a very key period in the game.
Second foul for Parrish. Ford guarding Hollins. Hollins again. No foul. Good defense by Parrish, and Hollins is hit in the face. Maxwell is on the court, and we have the same intense physical game we had in Game 6. Parrish inside. No foul. Caldwell Jones defends. It's Philadelphia ball. And the dramatics are starting early, Kevin.
It's getting real physical in deep. Another block shot by Caldwell Jones, and Dawkins involved in the play. Caldwell Jones gets the play. The officials have said, let these guys decide the game themselves and let it be a tough game.
It's been a block shot kind of game on both sides as Irving in the lane, a whirling dervish block, and they call goaltending on Parrish. Goaltending on Robert Parrish, a slight delay of the call by Garrison.
The play here is usually the outside official will make this call, but Garrison underneath thought it was goaltending. I think he made the right call, but most of the time the outside official, Jake O'Donnell, would have made that call.
Dr. J has 13 points, and Robert Parrish, who has 10 points. And we are going to see a brutal physical inside game before we're done here at the Boston Garden. Can't get much closer than that. Bird and Irving individually virtually even in rebound scoring and assists as Larry Bird goes up, and it is still Boston ball, and I think you're going to see as many players on the floor as you will standing up the rest of the way, Kev.
That was a sensational defensive play by Dr. J. Bird had him beat. He came from nowhere to block that shot.
Dr. J has made his mark defensively, not offensively in this series until this game. Parrish travels. He got caught, turned around. I tell you, you can't hold the ball long because you're going to be trapped into a double team.
That's right. Someone's always going to come to help out. Usually Cheeks for Philadelphia.
3-point lead for Philadelphia with 9:35 remaining third quarter. They double team Dawkins, and they'll have a jump ball. Chris Ford alertly came over and grabbed the ball. What a play by Ford.
There's Ford coming in to help out on the other end. Cheeks is helping out. This time Ford double teams Dawkins. They get a jump ball out of the play. Dawkins should get the ball and tap it to Caldwell Jones now.
It's called find the open man if you can. That's the kind of game we have going.
Quickly.
Cheeks out to Hollins. Dawkins also out. Perimeter team for the Sixers right now. Now Caldwell Jones post Bird low. Spins away. Plenty of time to shoot. Irving finds Dawkins. Double team. Dawkins off the rim. No good. Maxwell. And Maxwell runs into Cheeks. No call. Cheeks steals. Trailer is Hollins. Open man Irving. Dawkins, look at that passing by Philadelphia. That's clinic basketball.
That's interior passing, too. That's tough when you're very close to the basket within 10 feet to make them tight passes. Doc made the last great pass, and Dawkins finished it off.
Once again, 5-point lead. Boston had it down to 1. Biggest lead, 11 for the Sixers, and we'll have a pushing foul. Philadelphia. Boston's foul is on Parrish, his third on a push. Team fouls right now. The Sixers 2 and the Celtics 2.
Darryl Garrison is telling the official score that the call was on Parrish 0-0. Jake O'Donnell had called on number 30, so they're just correcting the play.
Bo Cheeks and Hollins. Cheeks. Headaches have subsided. Dawkins, reverse layup, and a foul. And they call it on Parrish again, so Parrish has picked up 2 in a row and now has 4 personal fouls.
There's Dawkins inside. He spins it around. Parrish comes from behind. Once you reach in and down at the ball, you have to reach up at the ball. It's not easy to reach that way and that close to the basket. That's a foul.
Rick Roby will come in for Parrish, who goes out with 4. He fouled out Friday night in Game 6, but I think Roby is playing much better in this game than he has earlier in the series.
Roby has played well in this game, but one thing does happen. When Roby comes in the game, Dawkins plays with much more confidence on the offensive end. Parrish makes it tougher for Dawkins.
An observation that has been well-founded and proven out earlier in the series by Kevin Lockery.
Good.
Dawkins 16 points in the game, so we'll see if he goes to work offensively. On a switch, he picks up Tiny. Ford, three-point attempt is short. And Cheeks comes down with it. Sixers running. Irving on the left. Here's the Doc against Bird. Bird made a tremendous block. What a defensive play by Larry Bird, just as Irving did it on the other end earlier.
Sensational play by Bird.
Two great superstars going at each other on the other end of the floor. Maxwell inside, gets the bucket. And the Celtics trailing by 5 with under 8 minutes to go, third quarter of this do-or-die for both clubs. Cheeks right of the key, hits the jumper.
More than anything, Philadelphia could use outside shooting out of their guards. It could really help them.
Collins falls down. Tiny misses the shot inside. Maxwell controls. Dawkins and Tiny are on the court. Now Roby. No good. Tiny knocked away. Still Boston ball. Last touch by Irving. And this is an incredible game. You've been in many 7-game playoff tilts. Anything like this as Bobby Jones comes back.
This is super because it's so physical. If you have to want it to be out there on the floor the way they're banging heads out there. Maxwell was on the deck 3 times on the same play.
Irving on Bird, sniping away at the ball and gets the ball. Here's a 2-on-2. Watch Ford. Ford coming back down and Irving doesn't make it. Cheeks tries to elbow his way. A basket, good, and a foul. Credit Mo Cheeks with some ingenuity under the basket.
He's hit some real key baskets in the last few minutes to open this game up to a possible 10-point game for Philadelphia.
Now Mo Cheeks is shaken up, and we wonder if it's the headaches or what.
There's Larry Bird coming down. It's very physical. Doc reached in the crowd, and the Celtics thought they should have a foul. Doc takes it all the way on the drive, misses the shot, but Cheeks fouls it up instead with the play. It's good hustle on Cheeks' part not to give up on the play. Chance for a 3-point play, but Maurice Cheeks did get hurt.
And a technical foul called on Rick Roby of the Celtics. Making the free throw, Bobby Jones. And a timeout called for by Philadelphia with a 10-point lead. So they were up by 11. The Celtics, as they normally do in the third quarter, narrow it to 1. But once again, the 76ers have opened it again. 7:18 to go in the third. They're up by 10. Here's Larry Bird, and it was Bird and not Rick Roby who was hit with a technical foul. Following that last play, Roby committed the personal foul. Bobby Jones made good on the tee, and now Mo Cheeks, after the timeout, apparently is all right, and he's going to complete the 3-point play. And now Darryl Garrettson is going to go to the scorer's table, and I think we're going to see the 2 coaches here.
Right. That's good, right, Jack?
I think the coaches are really knowing that this is coming down to the crunch, Kevin.
Now, the problem here is that they were going to give Cheeks 2 foul shots. Really, you don't even give him 1 shot because he made a layup and made the basket. You can't make it a 4-point play. This is a real critical time for the coaches. You only have 7 minutes left. Boston's got to be careful. They can't fall behind much further than this.
And the Sixers are playing a fluid end-to-end offensive game. As Kevin pointed out, something they hadn't been doing earlier. Maxwell against Caldwell Jones. Tiny into the corner. Chris Ford. Ford hits the shot. So now it's 9 again. So Philadelphia, as you look at Bill Fitch, who won 61 last year, 62 this year in the regular season. Sixers' biggest lead, 11. Now it's 9, and Bird fouls Bobby Jones. First foul on Larry Bird.
Right here, Bird reaches in and slaps at Bobby Jones. Bird didn't think he fouled him. He got him across the arm. It'll be 2 shots for Bobby Jones. Bird really is in the game totally. He gets a technical foul because he's such a fierce competitor, and you really have to love the way he plays the game.
Bobby Jones with 10 points, averaging over 15 in the playoffs. The thing I like about both Doc and Bird is that they want the ball, and they're not to be denied in the closing minutes when it's on the line.
When it counts. A lot of people hide when it counts. They go get the ball.
Hollins is on Tiny. Irving is on Bird. Bobby Jones on a switch now. Someone is not guarded, and we'll have a foul. Philadelphia foul. Fourth team foul.
It's the reach-around foul by Dr. J, the automatic call, whether you touch him or not. The fans thought it happened before when Bird got the technical. This time they call the foul on Doc. 3
fouls on the dot. And Archibald feeds Roby. Hit before. 14 fouls now against Philadelphia. Celtics have 4 with 6:28 to go in the period. Third quarter. All fouls from now on will result in the penalty. Bird, Archibald, Ford, Maxwell, and Roby. Parrish on the bench with 4 personal fouls. Ford. Check that inside Roby. Roby puts it up. Tremendous aggressiveness by Rick Roby. 3 points for Roby, but he is totally different performer in this game than he has been earlier. Double team, deflected by Ford. Bird had it, 3-on-2. Tiny draws the foul. That's what makes him so great. He knew he wasn't going to pass. He wanted to draw the foul, and now the Sixers are in the penalty as Tiny has 3 to make 2.
Tiny pushes the ball up the floor as well as anybody in basketball. He leans into Bobby Jones to get the foul shots. He's a great foul shooter. He knows he'll make 2. He leaned into Bobby Jones. He knew he had no opportunity whatsoever to make the shot, but he's getting 2 foul shots.
So Bobby Jones stays in the game with 2 fouls. Julius Irving sits out. He has 13. Julius Irving 13 and 3 fouls. And Darryl Dawkins, who has 3 fouls in his own right, has come back in the ball game to the right of your screen.
Boston has responded real well. They could have got themselves in a big hole. They were down 11. If it went to 15 or 16, they've been in trouble. They've cut it back to 7.
And I noticed both teams, maybe for the first time in the series, are playing with an assurance and a confidence. Earlier in the series, one team or the other. Perhaps in game number 6, Boston had it and Philly didn't. They both have it today.
Exactly, Dick, and that's really honestly the way it should be in the 7th game.
Back to 7 points. Robert Parrish, 4 fouls. Crowd trying to urge on the Boston Celtics that they've done so many times in the annals of the NBA. They double team, offensive foul, and you can credit Rick Roby with helping out on the play.
Roby's done a fine job on both ends of the floor with Parrish going out. Here's the help right here. Roby jumped in, made him cheeks walk, and Roby's done an excellent defensive job.
Traveling call, last touch Dawkins, still Boston ball. That was a travel at the other end. 5:38 remaining in the third quarter. Turnovers, Philadelphia 4 more than Boston, which normally is the case. Philly turns the ball over more than usual. That's their style. Hasn't hurt them that much to the tune of 62 wins in 7 games in the Eastern Finals. Tiny, stop and go. 4 seconds, Ford, threw it up, Maxwell. Out of the crowd, spins, what a play by Cornbread. Cornbread Maxwell, 16 points, becomes the leading scorer for Boston. Dawkins with 16 leads Philadelphia. Dawkins triple team, short. Celtics can cut it to 3. They do, and look at that touch.
It's got to be timeout for Philadelphia right here. Billy did call the timeout. But Cornbread Maxwell has just had a great series and showing to everybody right now that he's one of the better forwards in the NBA. He does everything quietly on both ends, offensively and defensively. He's been terrific in this game.
You want to talk about role players on teams. Cornbread Maxwell doesn't get the publicity of a Bird or an Archibald or even a Parrish this year who was an all-star, but Maxwell has been an important cog in the Celtics serve.
He's shown that he's one of the best forwards in the game, and he's proved it in this series against great forwards.
Under 5 minutes to play, third quarter, 3-point lead for Philly. Bobby Jones, no basket. Traveling, and they call offensive foul. Offensive foul.
There's an offensive foul, and Dawkins underneath the basket. He will push Roby out of the way, and Roby has done a great job bothering Dawkins in this half.
4 fouls on Dawkins. You saw it at the left. the elbow, and Julius Erving is back in the game because Cunningham doesn't want to see this one get away. Sixers have led virtually throughout the game. Boston had a 1-point lead early, haven't come back since, and Maxwell called for the offensive foul. Mo Cheeks is waiting to come back in the game. Boy, Philadelphia is such a different club when he's in there as the playmaker.
He's a great offensive player by not scoring points. He helps other players on the floor. You can be a great offensive player without scoring 20 or even 15, but you help your teammates. That's important.
Andrew Toney at guard. Erving, one more foul, and Boston is in the penalty. Erving finds Hollins. Lionel Hollins is short. Roby, the rebound. What a game he's playing for Boston. Celtics can come within one. Third quarter, 4:08 to go. Bird open, it's off. Roby can't save it. Philly is saved. Hollins. Julius Erving has never won a world championship in the NBA. He won 2 while playing for Kevin Lockery with the Nets in the ABA. How badly he wants this. He's got to get by Boston before he can think about Houston. 6 seconds. Right in front of you is Andrew Toney with 3 seconds. And he hits Toney with the jump shot. Now 8 points in the ball game, averaging 21 in the series. Tiny slows it up now with 3.5 to play in the third. 5-point Philadelphia lead. Philadelphia has been up all game. Ford feeds Bird, foul on Erving. Let's check to see if it is the Doc. Doc seemed to get him from behind.
Ford gets to the middle. You shouldn't give him the middle. Toney let him get there. Bird comes in. Doc fouls him from behind. Very good call. But the mistake was Toney allowing Chris Ford to penetrate the middle.
Here they are, Erving and Cunningham. Perhaps they have not seen eye to eye because Julius Erving has given himself defensively in this series. And I don't think there is any problem or any denial there that Cunningham and Erving have had their differences in this series.
Well, Dick, I don't think it's really that major. They had some problems because now Doc's got 4 fouls, but you expect a lot out of Doc. But right now, with taking Doc out of the game, you got 3 minutes and 18 seconds with a 4-point lead. It could be the key part of this game right here.
4 fouls for Erving. Nix comes in. It'll only be major, Kevin, if Philadelphia loses this playoff.
Exactly right.
3-point lead with 3:10 to go. Hollins penetrating, blocked by Maxwell. Here's Tiny. Caldwell Jones is back. Blocked by Caldwell Jones, but Roby saves it. Cunningham is livid. Cunningham wanted the foul. Ford, or check that, Bird misses and Nix the rebound. You know, Tiny knew Caldwell Jones had a great shot at blocking the shot, but Roby was there as the trailer. Now Philadelphia. You need 6 refs in this game. Toney goes down the middle, double team, and Steve Mix popped from outside. Quick passing by Philadelphia, and Mix with his second field goal. 2.5 to play third. Once again, Sixers by 5. They go to Maxwell. Not this time. Mix the rebound. Hollins has Toney on the left, intercepted by Maxwell. They're playing end-to-end offense, defense. Maxwell, 3-point attempt turned away by Ford. Tiny Archibald. This is the shot. Bird clobbered inside. It'll be Philadelphia ball as its last touch by Boston as Mo Cheeks. The igniter comes in for Philadelphia. Cunningham lost 20 pounds the last 2 minutes, Kevin.
Well, I tell you, the last 2 minutes of basketball is the toughest stretch of basketball I've seen in a long time as far as getting up and down the floor. ML Carl come in the game. When he comes in the game, he gets more physical. McHale's a physical player. I've enjoyed this game as much as I've ever enjoyed a basketball game that I haven't been involved in directly.
Less than 2 minutes to go in the third. You know something? We enjoy you being here for CBS, Kevin.
Thank you.
Cheeks and Toney, Nix, Bobby Jones, and Caldwell Jones with the ball. Roby, McHale, Carr. So most of the starters out of there. Larry Bird's in. ML Carr. Philly back on the D. 1:35 to go, third quarter. This is for the Eastern Conference Championship. Everything that's gone down has all come down to one game. And we have 1:25 remaining in the third. Roby, who is not a good outside shooter, misses that. 5-point Philadelphia lead, 73-68. Cheeks lays it in. He went the baseline. Mo Cheeks. It's 9 points now. Under a minute to play in the third. Roby high. Mix will give him the shot. They're not afraid of Roby shooting outside, but they are afraid Larry Bird will get hot. And now you look at Hollins and Dr. J and many of the starters like Dawkins on the Philadelphia bench. Same for Boston. 38 seconds to go. Mix the rebound. Saves it to Cheeks. And they slow it up now. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 11-second differential between the time you see and the shot clock. Tony. Jump ball. And he did it. ML Carr tied him up. And that's experience against inexperience.
Exactly right. Tony never expected him to reach in. He reached in. He does not foul. And that's a great play by ML Carr. A great play. Tony should have dribbled the ball. He just dribbled away. He held the ball. You got 24 seconds left. There'll be one more shot in the period.
Boy, you need that savvy in the final moments of the game, or the final moments of any quarter. And Mo Cheeks was knocked past our television monitors right in front of us. Tony goes in, misses the layup. McHale going after the loose ball. This game is not limited to the court, I'll tell you that. Roby goes in and a foul. This game is not limited to the court here. There's not enough room, Kevin.
These players are so big and so tough. There's not enough room for these players. But Andrew Toney made a key mistake. He took it all the way. He should have held it out for the last shot. Got the last shot of the quarter. There was only 24 seconds left. Billy C is telling him right now to dig. Bill Fitch is telling his players to play good, strong defense. There'll be one shot left with 10 seconds, but it's a mistake by the rookie.
Roby is on the line. Philadelphia, foul. Was on Mo Cheeks, his third. Reminder to be sure and stay tuned for the MVP at the conclusion of the game. 5-point Philadelphia lead. There you see the starting backcourt tandem for the Celtics. Tiny Archibald, who doesn't get a chance to sit down much, and Chris Ford. And Darryl Dawkins, who is on the bench at the other side with 4 fouls. And Larry Bird knocking Tony down. 9 seconds.
As the play here is Bird jumps in to help out. The ball goes off Tony, but Darryl Garrison called that because it should have been a force out. We don't have that anymore, so he gave it to Philadelphia.
7 seconds. You look at the clock. Tony trying to get the last shot. Feeds it to Bobby Jones. 1 second to go, and that'll do it for the third quarter. And we have an altercation. Bobby Jones, and now both benches start to come over to the corner of the Boston Celtics bench. Bobby Jones is in a sea of white jerseys over there, Kevin. What started it?
I'm really surprised Bobby Jones being there, but Steve Mix got into an altercation with one of the Boston players. It's under control. Nothing really happened. They just take a Mix away. But I think it was Steve Mix. I'm not sure which Boston player, but Mix definitely.
We are going to take a look in 1 second at the activity that went on in the corner. And the security people. Let's take a look now. Watch Bobby Jones, number 24. He takes the last shot of the period. Now watch what happens. Roby and Mix went at it first. And it was Steve Mix and Roby looking at each other. And that's when they emptied, but no punches were thrown as we have ended 3 exciting periods of Game 7. The preceding announcement was furnished by the National Basketball Association. Steve Mix cooled off right now with a few words for Jake O'Donnell, Kevin McHale in the lineup. And you look at Rick Roby, who is starting this fourth quarter on the bench. Dick Stockton and Kevin Lockery, and it comes down to the final 12 minutes of the 7th game in Boston. A 4-point lead, and in foul trouble with 4 fouls. Irving and Dawkins for Philadelphia. Parrish, who has not yet come back for there he is. Parrish starts and shoots and hits the jumper. So they want to get mileage out of him quickly, Kev.
They made the decision. Let's go with them right now, and don't worry about the foul trouble.
Boston has dominated Philadelphia in fourth quarter scoring in this series. Interception by Parrish. 75-73. The Celtics made up 1 point in that third quarter. Bird dumps it off to Carr, but they call the foul. Andrew Toney off the top. 3 fouls on Andrew, the rookie from Southwest Louisiana. Julius Erving starting this fourth quarter on the bench. How do you feel about that?
Fitch made the decision to go with Parrish. I think Billy Scioli is going to have to make the decision. Let's go with Doc.
McHale against Mix. Parrish gets it, and we have a tie game, and that's the first deadlock since 13 apiece. Darryl Dawkins also waiting to get back. He's got 4 fouls, but the Celtics, trailing by 11 at 1 point, have tied it up. Toney. And a foul outside by M.L. Carr, his second personal, and Dawkins comes back with 4 fouls.
Dawkins replaces Steve Mix. Now you're going to find out who gets the 5th foul quickly. Could decide this game between Parrish and Dawkins. Both of them will be playing one another. That's a key spot.
So we'll watch that duel inside. Dawkins and Parrish. Cheeks with Archibald. McHale and Bobby Jones. Bird and Caldwell Jones. Those are the matchups. Bobby hitting outside and no good. Bird the rebound. Celtics can take a lead, and their biggest lead was a single point early. Tiny, they got it. And Philly will call a timeout. Boston has taken the lead, 77-75. Tiny Archibald with 9 points in the game. Timeout, they go wild in Boston. Keep in mind this, Dr. J left with under 6 minutes to play in the third quarter, 5:58 to be exact, and Philadelphia was up 69-62. You look at Darryl Dawkins, who comes back with 4 fouls. Dawkins and Parrish. Irving is back too, but the Celtics have the lead, having run off 6 points to none for Philadelphia here in the fourth quarter. Cheeks and Toney. Toney is blocked out of the play by M.L. Carr. Good defense, denying him the ball. Loose ball. Bird trying to get it away. He does to McHale. What a play by Bird. Boston by 2. Opening minutes, final quarter. Bobby Jones will come back. 9 seconds on the shot clock. He's swinging around. McHale, 3 seconds. But Carr has to fire it up and hits. Carr quickly had to shoot, and the Celtics are up by 4. First basket for M.L. Carr in the game, but he's done the job at the other end of the floor. Bank shot by Julius, rolls in. Irving now with 15 points. Dawkins with 16, high man for Philly, and Bird with 19, leading Boston, but Maxwell has 18. Completed nearly 2.5 minutes, more than 2.5 minutes of this final quarter of the final game for somebody. As Tiny goes in, jump ball call. Jump ball, Bobby Jones enters the game.
It's Tiny going to the basket. It's a great defensive play by Maurice Cheeks. Reaches in, he actually steals the ball. They called it a jump ball. I think Cheeks will get the tap right now from Tiny.
Go.
Dawkins has it, Cheeks. Irving wants the ball from Mo, and that's the man who normally gets him the ball. Against McHale, the rookie. Irving. In and out. Bobby Jones misses the layup. And McHale gets the rebound, but will have a foul. And maybe on Parrish it is. Number 5 on Robert Parrish.
Bobby Jones comes out of nowhere to get this offensive rebound. He's a tremendous leaper. Should have made the first layup. Missed it, got the ball back, and gets fouled the second time, but it's not a shooting foul. Philadelphia ball on the side.
But it's on Robert Parrish, and that may be more valuable to Philadelphia with 5 personal fouls. Irving going to the hoop. Julius Irving, the magician, right there. All the moves and then some. And another tie at 79. Back and forth they go. Parrish 5 fouls in the game. Dawkins has 4. McHale is fouled by Bobby Jones, who's all over him. Bobby Jones, an extraordinary defensive player with the assignment of Larry Bird here. McHale will go to the line. Maxwell replaces Parrish, who goes out with 5 fouls.
That's a great play by a rookie, McHale, under the conditions. It's such a big game against such a great defensive player as Bobby Jones. He just took his normal shot. He never hesitated. He spun, took the shot. That's a good sign for a rookie. Parrish out of the game. You have a little different lineup right now. It has been Roby instead of Parrish. There's no Roby in the game right now.
So that means McHale is playing center, and that's what they did the other night in Game 6 at the Spectrum. Cheeks goes in, and a pushing foul on Kevin McHale at the other end.
Cheeks draws this foul on McHale. He gets up in the air. Watch Cheeks jump into McHale. Right here. He brings it right into McHale. Hesitates with the ball and brings it back down. That caused the foul. Nice play by Cheeks. 3
fouls on McHale. Team fouls right now. 2 for Philadelphia, 3 for Boston. And Cheeks will go to the line to shoot 2. Maurice Cheeks from West Texas State. Every club has to have the spark plug, ball handling player to dish it off, played a tough defense. Mo Cheeks is Philadelphia's man. 8.5 to play, 4th quarter. Philly regains the lead by 1. Bird, guarded by Irving. What does that do to Irving's offense? Hasn't hurt him so far. Maxwell inside is fouled. And I'll tell you, I got to give Maxwell credit because he is relentless, following up with a second effort.
That's a great job on Maxwell's part, as you said. He just keeps hustling in the ball game. Everybody comes over to help out, and he stayed with it. He's going to get two shots. It's the 5th foul. Right now, that's another key on Dawkins.
There you see 5 personals on Dawkins. He stays. Now he'll go out. Caldwell Jones will come in, I believe. Robert Parrish is on the bench with 5 fouls for Boston, and Billy C's not going to have a chance or take the chance in having his center foul out. Caldwell Jones, 7-footer who can play centers and forwards with equal dexterity on defense, in there now as Maxwell shoots. He had a 21 consecutive free throw string snapped in Philadelphia. And here's Gerald Henderson. Billy Cunningham. Is he worn down or what?
Well, I'm surprised right here at this substitution in the way, and so is Tiny. They're going with Henderson. It might be just for a defensive play. They'll probably watch the ball right back. But Henderson coming in with 8:16 left in the quarter does surprise me. Left in the game, actually.
Tiny has been the Iron Man along with Larry Bird. He can play them all. This is the free throw. So Maxwell, who has an incredible free throw shooting average, has missed something like 3 in 34 or 37, misses 2. Bobby Jones doesn't miss there. And the Sixers are up by 3 after Boston had the lead. 13 points for Bobby Jones, and now Bill Fitch calls a timeout. So the Celtics will have 2 timeouts in a 20-second, Philadelphia 3 in a 20-second, as we look at the important factors coming down to the stretch of this game. The key numbers with 8:01 to go, 4th quarter. Fouls, Dawkins 5, Parrish 5. Both centers are right now out of the game. The Celtics come back with Maxwell, McHale, M.L. Carr, Gerald Henderson, which may be a bit of a puzzle, and Larry Bird. The Sixers have Mo Cheeks, Andrew Toney, Julius Erving, Caldwell Jones, and Bobby Jones. Under 8 minutes to play, Philadelphia by 3, 83-80, biggest lead 11, but the Celtics took over the lead here in the 4th. Maxwell, McHale, Henderson. 6 seconds on the shot clock, and Henderson, line drive, no good. Philadelphia has it as Irving goes sprawling. Cheeks, Bobby Jones, baseline, and McHale the rebound. He does nothing but help you when he comes in the game. Kevin McHale, the rookie. Carr inside. Bats it out to Bird. Bird can't do it, and Caldwell Jones comes out of it with 2 Celtics on the court. And a 5-on-2, Philadelphia. Irving stuffs it through.
The play was made by Cheeks. He hit the right man. He took the ball away, made the right decision on the end of the break, and gave it to Doc for the dunk.
85-80 the score, Philadelphia leading, and the Sixers bench outscoring the Celtics 25-10. Whistle. No basket before the shot.
24.
Foul is on Bobby Jones, and that is 4 on Bobby Jones. 4th team foul, and Tiny had a very brief rest as he comes back in the ball game. Archibald coming back. He has scored 9 points, but that's not how you always measure his value. Bird is going out now, Kevin. What about this?
Well, it's an offensive move again. Parrish with 5 fouls has caused Bill Fitch to make some decisions that he normally wouldn't make under the conditions, but Parrish has got 5 fouls.
M.L. Carr. Long shot by Carr. And that was not the best percentage shot Boston could take as Tony comes back. Andrew off to Doc, and Doc says, let's come out and organize. 6:35 remaining in the 4th quarter. The 76ers, who had a 3-1 lead in the series and had game number 5 wrapped up. Lost that, lost game 6, leading game 7. And Julius hits a big 2-pointer. And now 87-80, Gerald Henderson. And now they're going to call the 22nd timeout. 22nd timeout, so the Celtics use up that bit of ammunition that they could use later in the game, and they're left with 2 timeouts.
That's just like a regular timeout, the way the game's played right now. The injury timeout, which is no longer called injury timeout. And it's use up your timeouts. You really could save that later on in the game. There's plenty of time, 6 minutes, and only having 2 timeouts is not really enough at this stage.
6 minutes, 18 seconds remaining 4th quarter. Imagine how many games they played. 62-20 regular season. They split 6 in the regular year. They go to 7 games. What's to choose between these teams, Kevin?
Not very much. This is the best series I've seen in many, many years. Every game's been tough. They've played as hard as you could possibly play. It's been well coached, been well played. What more can you ask for?
And we're seeing a lot of the big stars sitting down in crucial moments. Bird, Irving was down a long time in the 3rd quarter as Tiny penetrates and draws the foul. And Philadelphia now in the penalty, Maurice Cheeks.
They went 1-4 against Cheeks. There's Tiny going 1-4, clear out up from the top of the key against Cheeks. Tiny again knows how to draw fouls. He got Cheeks in the air, reached into him a little bit, foul on Cheeks. Right now, Bird's on the bench and Parrish and Ford are on the bench. Dawkins on the bench for Philadelphia, and Hollins has been on the bench a long time for Philadelphia. So all your players are going to be extremely well rested to come down for the last 4 minutes of this game.
Lionel Hollins, another one of the starters, with the jacket on, getting the last breather to really go all out. Talking about all out, we have had an incredible all-out end-to-end series on both ends. Offense, defense, rebounding, steals. 87-82, we're halfway through this final quarter. Andrew Toney, good move on Henderson. Tipped up, Caldwell Jones travels. Caldwell Jones got the rebound, but took too many steps, and the Celtics have it again.
As the play, Toney went up to kind of an off-balance shot. Caldwell Jones will rebound the ball right here. He'll take an extra step. Might have been forced by a little pull in the arm by Henderson, but it was called walk.
Tiny Archibald, M.L. Carr in the backcourt. McHale, Maxwell up front. M.L. Carr misses with the left-handed shot inside. Henderson. They've got a small team in there, do the Celtics. Now have 5.5 minutes to get back. Irving inside, tries again. Julius, reverse layup. You can't stop him there.
There was no denying Doc on that play. He wanted it. They'll have to bring Parrish back in to clog up the middle a little bit.
Tiny misses. McHale in the lane. He misses. Caldwell the rebound. Caldwell Jones. Irving has 23 points. And Philadelphia now with Bird and Parrish getting set to come in. This could be it. Mo Cheeks outside. But Philadelphia dominates the offensive glass. They haven't done it that many times in this series. Tony, they want to clear out. Henderson is guarding him. There you look at the time. 4:45 remaining in the 4th quarter. Boston Garden silent right now as Philadelphia taking the game to the Boston Celtics, who come out with it. 2-on-2. Maxwell to inside. Fouled by Bobby Jones, number 5 on Bobby.
Bobby Jones made sure in that play that Cornbread Maxwell would not make a 3-point play. He fouled him. Darryl Garrison is helping both players up off the ground. That's a good defensive play by Bobby Jones. No one got hurt on the play. Down the other end, Tony has that tendency but you have to give him credit in one area to take a bad shot, but he's got a lot of confidence in himself. They went with Hollins, the veteran, in this situation from here on out.
These players, the ones right there on the bench and those on the court, have given themselves in this series. They've got to be totally spent after this 7 games. The winner's got to play the Houston Rockets in the finals. Houston winning the Western Finals. Larry Bird, and it's all going to be on his shoulders. It's a team game, but you look for your leader. You look for your top player, as Philadelphia has with the Doc. But these missed free throws by Maxwell, who is suddenly drawn cold, has hurt the Celtics. He has missed 4 in a row. And he finally breaks the string. 6-point lead, 4.5 to go. Will Celtic pride win out, or will Philadelphia's determination to get another shot at that elusive title win out? We'll find. We'll find out soon. Irving, intercepted by Bird. That's greatness. Tiny Archibald. Watch out for Caldwell Jones. And they'll call a foul on Caldwell Jones. We had to check to see whether it be goaltending. It wasn't. A foul, the first on Caldwell Jones, will bring Tiny to the line. 3 to make 2.
Tiny going to the basket. Caldwell goes for the block, knocks him down. But on the other hand, Dr. J made a bad pass. He's being invited by the Boston team to make a certain pass. He's got to be careful. The first pass that looks open for him is not open. It's the second guy that's open. So that time he elected right away to hit the first man, and ended up in an interception and 2 foul shots for Tiny.
Tiny hits the first free throw. Billy Cunningham has done just about everything he wants to do but win a world title. And this is such an important playoff for him. Bill Fitch, you can say the same for him. 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go. 4th quarter. And the Sixers are up 89-85. Bobby Jones feeding inside, and it's picked off by Parrish. Archibald will slow it up with 4 Philly defenders down court. Henderson seeing a lot of action in a crucial time. Bird, Parrish with a big bucket, and it's a 2-point ball game. Timeout, Philadelphia. There's our story with 3:41 to go, and there's that crowd. You're so used to Boston triumphs, but we'll see. We'll see. Well, there's no more time to sit and rest because Darryl Dawkins is back in. He's going against Robert Parrish. They both have 5 personal fouls with 3.5 minutes to go in Game 7 of the Eastern Finals. And we have an 89-87 Philadelphia lead. Dawkins with 3 seconds, blocked by Parrish. That's a defensive gem. And Maxwell at the other end travels, and Philadelphia will get it. Physical action away from the ball between Parrish and Dawkins. Here's what happened.
You have 5 fouls on each player, but they're still going at it, holding, pushing, grabbing one another. You could have called a foul on either one. It's better to let him play. 3:15 to go. You look at the clock. 3:10 and running. Hollins back there with Cheeks. All the big ones are in there now. The starters are in, although Henderson's in for Boston. Inside, Dawkins lost it to Tiny, and Boston will try to tie it under 3 minutes to play. Larry Bird going to the basket, foul. He's fouled as he goes in with 2:51. Larry Bird takes it all the way to the basket in a crucial spot. He's over the rim and is fouled from behind by Dr. J, and that will be the 5th foul on Dr. J. Philadelphia coming down the other end has lost the ball 3 times on key possessions. They have to take an outside shot. They're trying to push everything down in deep.
Dr. J, 23 points in the game, 10 here in the 4th quarter. But he just committed the 5th foul. And Larry Bird, who has 19 points, has not yet scored in the 4th quarter. And he's fouled there going for the stuff shot. And Bird misses the first, but he still has 2 because of the penalty.
Larry Bird hurt his hand on the rim on that play, and he's been shaking it off. He missed the first shot. He's a great foul shooter, Doc.
One more can tie it. Look at that 3rd tier of Boston Garden. Packed in solid. They have seen some great basketball over the years. They're tied right now, and they're seeing as good a basketball as they've ever seen right here. There's where he hurt the hand. Tie score, 2:45 to play. Days of Russell and Kuzi and Collins and Havlicek. Now Bird and new Celtic players wearing the uniform. Celtic pride. Will it pay off? Henderson knocks it away smartly. They have 5 seconds to try the shot. And Philadelphia, a city that has been such a great basketball town over the years, with great players of their own, looking to get a shot at the championship with this man leading the way. Caldwell Jones saves an Irving miss. 2:24 remaining. Boston has scored 6 straight points. Cheeks against Tiny. 8 seconds. Feeds Irving. And look at Doc rolls it out to Hollins with 1 second on the clock. He got it off in time. Boston, Bird saves it. Celtics can take the lead under 2 minutes to play, and it's come to this.
Philadelphia hasn't run the offense real well the last 4 or 5 times. It's costing them.
Bird with Irving into Parrish. Double team. Better watch out. Parrish fires up an air ball. Philadelphia. Lionel Hollins had it, but it was on the line. It'll be Boston ball. I got to give these 76ers credit because there were a lot of people that thought Boston would just tear away after they lost the last 2 games, Philadelphia. Hasn't been the case.
Well, they have a lot of character as a ball club, and a lot of people that like to play basketball under tough situations. They can do it, and they showed us.
Darryl Garretson, Jake O'Donnell, tough game to call, and Jack Madden, who's an alternate in this one, who was in the fray in Game 6. An excellent job by the officials. And we'll have a Boston timeout. That'll leave them with 1. What do you think?
Well, they have to run the offense right down the stretch. Someone's got to hit an outside shot. Both teams are trying to force it inside too much.
1:39 to go in the 4th quarter. But you see 5 seconds remain on the shot clock because Lionel Hollins did not have possession. Had he had possession and then stepped on the line or gone out of bounds or lost it, Boston would have 24. Maxwell will inbound as you see the stack up to the right of the lane. 89-89 the score. Game 7. The winner goes on to meet Houston for the title. The loser goes home. Disappointed, to say the least. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Archibald tipped up. No good. Out of bounds. Whose ball? Philly has it. Keep in mind that the Celtics have a foul to give without a penalty. Under a minute and a half to go. Tie score. 3 ties in the 4th quarter and 3 lead changes. Irving setting up for something. Fakes. Low into Dawkins. Double team. Dawkins goes in. Misses. Here comes Bird out of the pack. 1:05 to go. Larry Bird pulls up and the Celtics lead.
It's the outside shot. You have to hit the outside shot under these conditions. Philly keeps trying to go in deep. They're turning the ball over. Bird comes down the floor. Right here, pulls up, not an easy shot, banks it off the side for a basket. That's the difference. His outside shooting. Philly's got to hit an open jump shot to win this game.
Just before that last timeout, Tiny Archibald was injured right there. It looks like his left leg, and ML Carr has replaced him with 1:03 to go. And the Celtics are up by 2. Boston has scored 8 straight, thanks to some outside shooting, which Philadelphia needs to get back. Cheeks, under a minute. Looking for Doc. Doc. Pass intercepted by Carr with 47 seconds to go and 20 on the shot clock. This is the 101st game of the year for Boston. Philly has played over 100 and it comes down here. 33 seconds and a steal by Cheeks. A 3-on-1 break. Bo Cheeks goes up and draws the foul. Bo Cheeks is fouled with 29 seconds to play and he can tie it up if he's all right.
There's no penalty either. He'll only have 2 for 2. Hollins got the ball from behind, gave it to Cheeks. Cheeks takes it all the way. This is the toughest call in basketball for an official. We got Cheeks down hurt. Cheeks has been hurt. He's not up yet. Jake O'Donnell calls the foul, and Cheeks is still down right here now. He has to shoot 2 fouls.
Well, there are many who feel that professional basketball players may be the finest athletes because of the grueling pace, physical punishment, the combination of the finesse and power, the skill, shooting, ball handling, defense. In this series, Kevin, we've seen the extraordinary athletes perform to the ultimate. They've been extended to the fullest, and it's been a treat to watch. Here's Cheeks again.
Cheeks going all the way. Decides to take it all the way instead of passing off. Maybe not a good decision. They call it blocked. Cheeks hits his head right here on the back. You can't see it. He hits his head, and he's had problems with headaches, sinus headaches. But he's got 2 shots. If he elects not to be able to shoot the 2 foul shots, Boston has the option to pick anybody off the bench of Philadelphia to take the 2 shots.
29 seconds remaining, 4th quarter, 7th and deciding game, and only 3 teams in the history of the NBA have come back from a 3-1 deficit to capture a 7-game series, and the Celtics have that much time to hold their lead. But Carr goes over to Mo Cheeks and says, nothing personal. That's the way this series has been played. Cheeks with 2 shots to try to tie.
Also, with this type of situation, when you've been lying on the ground, it's been long between the play, it's tough to shoot the ball. Exactly what happened. It's been a long time since the exact contact happened. He doesn't have 3 for 2. He can only cut it to 1 point.
He does. Good point. Carr made a big defensive play and one in earlier. Cheeks got it back. Watch the clock. 17 on the shot clock. Boston leading by 1 point. Philadelphia faced with this. They try to trap Archibald. 5 seconds on the shot clock. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and ML Carr gets it off. No good. Parrish loses it. Bobby Jones calls time with 1 second to go. 1 second to go. Jones alertly called time.
It's a smart play by Bobby Jones to have the ability to think so quickly on his feet and call a timeout. 1 second, I think it's a long 1 second also. It just clicked from 2 seconds.
Billy Cunningham, let's hear it.
Bill Fitch is coming down the floor to talk to the officials. He's saying the game is over. Jake and Daryl Garrison, Jake Daryl Garrison are talking about it.
He's not going to win that argument. He's not going to win that argument. All right, let's hear Billy Cunningham with 1 second to play. Here's what he tells his team.
Okay, now, Bobby, I want you to pay attention. I want Doc here. Bobby here. No, let's have, yeah, Bobby, you're the man.
You want to pick on that side?
Yeah. Okay, I have Lionel here. I have Andrew here. Andrew, what I'm looking for is the lob. You look for the lob. And Andrew stepping back for the ball. Doc, I want Daryl to set the screen like this. Right there. Come from here into this spot. Doc, come hard as you can. Try and force him to go top. Look for the lob, Bobby. Look for the lob right here. Okay? Now, Andrew, go set a screen. Andrew, set a screen for Lionel. No, Lionel, you set the screen for Andrew. Okay? And Doc, right here.
You go back to the basket.
Okay, now, and I have a 20, Bobby. Now, Daryl, after that, if you don't have it, you got to step out.
Oh, I'm right here on the step down.
Right to there. That's as far as you go.
All right, 1 second to play. Billy Cunningham. This is it for him. What about it, Kevin?
They have 1 second, plenty of time to get a good shot. The complaint was whether Bobby Jones dribbled the ball and tried to advance it. Then they could not take it out at half court. The officials allowed him to take the ball out at half court. They have options for Doc, Tony, and Holland, but there's plenty of time for his shot. It's a 1-point game. No fouls can be committed by Boston.
Could be win or lose right here. 1 second to go. Philly could win or lose, barring a foul. Bobby Jones will throw the ball in from right in front of our table as Daryl Garrison moves the security people away. Larry Bird will defend. defend. Here it is. 1 second to play. Billy Cunningham with 1 second to go. Philly could win or lose. Barring a foul. Bobby Jones will throw the ball in from right in front of our table as Daryl Garrison moves the security people away. Larry Bird will defend. Here it is. 1 second to play. Boston Celtics have won it, and they go crazy at Boston Garden. And Larry Bird is right in the middle. He's the eye of the hurricane, known as the Boston Celtics, who spotted the Philadelphia 76ers 3 games to 1. And the Sixers, due to the Philadelphia club, or the Celtics do to Philly what they did in '68, Kevin. You got to give them credit for taking it game at a time, one at a time, and they managed to beat an excellent club, Philadelphia.
Tremendous emotion, a great series with great players. You couldn't possibly ask more from basketball. Now Houston's waiting for Boston. That also will be a great series.
Well, the Boston Celtics have dominated the Houston Rockets. But before we talk about Houston, we'll tell you that 5 of these playoff games were decided by a total of 8 points, and literally, there's little to choose between the two. But the Boston Celtics will go on to meet the Houston Rockets, and they've won 13 in a row from them.
The last play was a lob for Dr. J. Bobby Jones threw it too high off the top of the backboard. The time should not run out until someone touches the ball. If no one touches the ball, Maxwell hit the ball, that's the ball game. The pass was just too high. It's a tough pass to make.
Larry Bird is our Miller High Life MVP. $1,000 donation will be made to the Special Olympics on behalf of Larry Bird, Chuck Milton, our producer, Tony Verna, our director, Mike Albanese, Rick Sharp. A great job by everybody in perhaps the most dramatic game. NBA on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports.